I was listening to Rabbi Steve this morning from MTOI, and he made a comment on a different issue, which was food sacrificed to idols, which is specifically, as he indicated, don't go into the church to eat and have their communion because then you're eating food sacrificed to their idols. And that opened an entire new thought process for me. And as it pertains to the 144,000, is there an easy test to determine whether or not you are going to be one of the ones who is in the 144,000? From Revelation 7, also it's in Revelation 14. And I believe there is. Now we look at this in Revelation 7, and we look at the following verses. And again, I could go through the whole thing because there's not that much here, and I should. Then I looked, and there before me was the Lamb standing on Mount Zion, and with him the 144,000 who had his name and his father's name written on their foreheads. Now this is Revelation 14, verse 1. So the name written on the forehead is both the Father and the Son, and that's an amazing thing. And again, they are the singers, and they sang in verse 3, and they sang a new song before the throne and before the four living creatures and the elders. I mean, the whole throne hears their song. No one could learn the song except the 144,000 who had been redeemed from the earth. These are those who did not defile themselves with women, for they remain virgins. They follow the Lamb wherever he goes. They were purchased from among mankind and offered as first fruits to God and to the Lamb. No lie was found in their mouths. They are blameless. Now again, in Revelation 7, we see where they seal them, and from the tribes. Dan is not represented. Ephraim is actually not represented, but Joseph is, so Ephraim has a way into the 144,000. And I'm not trying to get into what else they do. That's not the issue here. The issue is trying to identify the people that could be part of the 144,000. So we get back to do that in Revelation, excuse me, Revelation 14, verse 4. There are those who did not defile themselves with women, for they remain virgins. Everyone else throughout all time has basically said, okay, they're virgins, they don't sleep with women. What woman would God care about you sleeping with? To me, it's the whore of Babylon. And there are those in our faith, when our eyes are opened, that's it. We have never again went into the whore's church. And if you've decided from the time you had sight, I'm not going into the whore's church, you may very well pass the test to be in the 144,000. And there's some special things with that, and some very special things for those among the 144,000. But again, the idea of the virgin, you could be 60, 70 years old, you could have children, and I still think you could be among the 144,000. We've just always been looking at it with sleeping with a woman of mankind instead of the woman who is the whore of Babylon. And God doesn't give us that easy, here it is. It's always a little bit of work to get that connection in there. In our faith, do we have 144,000 virgins who've never been with anybody? He's going to have to figure that one out, because I couldn't. But do I see very clearly that we could have easily at the present time 144,000 who have never set church once their eyes were open? And again, our sins from before were wiped away. Luckily, because if it wasn't, we would all be in trouble. And I've got 50 years worth of Sabbath breaking behind me. And again, being with the whore and all that other stuff. But once I had my eyes opened, the issue is for those, are they clear? And I also look for the test that he may very well put in front of us. Just to see, are you going to stay that virgin for me? Are you going to stay out of the whore's church? You know, I have an aunt who has cancer. She may die at some point in time, and I would certainly be listed as a pallbearer. But I'm not going to the church for her service. You know, my Creator comes before my old family. I've got a new family coming and waiting, just waiting to see them. I may insult my old family, but I'm not worried about insulting them. I'm worried about insulting him. And so again, he may very well test me with that just to see. You know, I'll play with things. Are you going to do that? You know, and as long as we know we're not involved with the whore. Again, just a simple thing, and it was just really eye-opening to me today.